Yes, yes. Testing. What's happening, everybody? So this is my first live, and I decided to take an opportunity to go out and speak on a few things that I understand and still learning to understand. And the main point I want to talk about is communication, first off and foremost. But to give a little bit of background of who I am, I go by on Floss. This is my page. I have a lot of different content I'm trying to put out there. Um, I feel that my voice and the things I've been through has a place. I have a space, to kind of enlighten to others, and that's what I'm here to do. But yeah, I'm from San Jose, California. I'm the oldest of, I would say, 6 brothers and sisters. So I got two or two biological sisters and 2 biological brothers, and then I got some step brothers, but they all family. This is all my family, and come from San Jose, California. Lived out there until I was about 10. Moved up north, part of the little migration, trying to get up. Moms had to get us up out of there so we can start a whole new life after the split between my parents. Just regular stuff. We came back to move to a place called Fremont, California. That's where I dwell at the moment. I joined the military. I worked as a young kid, joined the military, went to school, got a degree, got married, had some kids, got divorced, had started a new chapter in my life there, and here I am. And I was talking to a friend of mine. He was like, you're going to be a content creator? I'm like, well, the content is already there. I just want to share it. So I'm just sharing my content. And I feel, like I said earlier, there's a space for what I have to say. So the things I want to talk about on this particular stream is communication and how it's important in 3 phases of relationships, because this seems to be the thing I keep coming across the most, where I have close friends and people who come to me for advice as friends, right? But then I'm talking to him as a friend, but I'm also talking to him as somebody on the outside who can really look at and take in what they're saying in a neutral position. And I find that as of lately, a lot of the people I've been talking to, they've been getting some success in what I've been pointing out. It's not so much that I know everything, but it's just the things I've been pointing out have been useful to them. And so I decided, I'll be having these conversations for about an hour or 2 hours at times. And I'm just thinking to myself, man, we going over a lot of important things. Some of this needs to be shared. So this is what I'm here for. And then we're going to see what this turns into. I would like to use this to kind of navigate where I go next. And if y'all like it, like it. If you want to subscribe to it, and I'll keep bringing it. So yeah, communication. So we got the 3 types of relationships I'm going to talk about as far as communication, unlocking the success of it is 1, personal, 2, the social, and then our work relationships. These are the things that we commonly as humans have to deal with on a regular routine, and we spend most of our time in these areas. So this is gonna be exciting to see what it turns out to be, And I'm just happy to be able to, have the mindset to go for it. And this is another thing I want to do. I want to encourage people to go for what it is they feel it's important. They want to do what they want to share, and that's really what this is all about. So, um, so communication is a big thing, and I think the most important relationship out of the three I talked about, personal, social, and the work relationship, is the personal. And personal can branch off to a few different things. You can have your friends, your family, and then your romantic relationship. But I'm talking about your personal relationship with you yourself. I think that's the most important relationship to communicate to yourself, to have. Um, you deal with you when you first get up, unless you one of them people who turn on social media. But still, you deal with you. As soon as you get up, you either looking at yourself or you feel yourself, right? The sun come out, or if you get up early, the dawn is there. You feel. You get up, you're awake. I like to start my day by giving thanks to be up, to have another opportunity to be up. And that's how I communicate my way of getting started through the day. Despite everything out there that's waiting on me, that's the most important relationship I have for me. And I think a lot of people can understand that and feel the same way. That first relationship you have when you get up is with you. So communication to yourself is important. It's not crazy to talk to yourself. It's crazy not to talk to yourself when you think about it, because when you apply things and you socialize these things, but if you're not in full like connection with yourself to want to go and do these things, you just be talking all the time. And that's another reason why I wanted to jump on here, because we do a lot of talking, and I think we defeat ourselves when we worry about what other people are going to think about it, and if it's not going to be good enough. So I want to get this busy. I want to be doing this every Saturday, um, from now until it takes me and my crew to the next level, and you as the viewers, and all the support, um, from everybody that's just tuning in. Whether you got something good or bad to say, I appreciate it all. That's how I roll. So let's get into this communication thing. So first off, I'm a communication major. That's where I got my degree in, from Humboldt State, good old Humboldt State, now called Cal Poly. A lot of respect to that. My journey started, right out of high school. I went, and the reason why I went to junior college or college at all, because I thought it would sound good. Again, it's the communication that I thought I was going to have to make people feel like I was doing something. So therefore, I wasn't set in what it was I was doing, because I was communicating one thing to the people on the outside, just so when they asked me, "What you doing?" I could be like, "Well, I'm in college." But then to me, I wasn't communicating that back in the seriousness. So of course it took me some time to do it, but I got through it. But once I realized, where this can actually take me, and where I wanted to go with it, I went through different phases, and I changed my major a couple of times. But then I had people who really was watching me, and they saw where I was missing things, and they saw where I might have been struggling. They can see my strengths. And one of my professors hit me up, after I did it was an elective. I can't remember the class, but I had to give a speech, and she was like, "You know what? You're really good at that. What's your major?" And I was like, I think I was in business management, because that's the thing. Again, coming up like me, when we talking, you got a single mother out there working, and she's working hard and doing her thing, and it's still not, with the work she's doing, she's not getting compensated for it. So what that communicates to us is we got to own our business, because if we don't own our own business, we're not going to get what we get, what we need out of the work we put in, the labor. So I was like, I'm gonna be a business management major. I want to get my MBA, and it just sounded good. I didn't realize what it was going to take. And anyway, she saw something in me that I can pursue and be strong at. It was like one of my strengths, and I can appreciate her for that, because she took the time to tell me, to communicate that to me. although she didn't know I was going to do it, but she took that moment and she communicated to me, and I listened. So I started checking it out, and then I saw there was a better path for me. There were some things, some classes and prereqs that I didn't necessarily have strengths in, and it might have been something that would deter me to continue. And I'm thankful for that opportunity. So that's what ended up happening. So as I get there, I start studying communications, and then I go through life. Like I mentioned earlier, I had a few things I was doing. I joined the military, then I got out and I got married. And once you get married, you have kids, you kind of try to put your life in perspective of, now I got all these people who are looking up to me and counting on me. So that kind of changed, my avenue approach as I was going. But it was all worth it. I ended up getting there. I got the degree, and what I learned about having a degree is not that you can jump out and say, I got a degree. I think what the degree did, it just showed me how to apply what I was already going through. It gave me a little bit more wisdom in my approach of things. And this is why now I feel like when I'm talking with my brothers about things and I'm able to listen, I'm not just a friend that's just gonna make them feel good about it or just say something so they can feel better. And this is the real reason why I'm even on here now. So, sticking to all, I believe as far as communication, it's especially important to have that communication personally first, because then that branches out into the social area and then the work area. And then, the work relationship is another important thing, because we spend a lot of our time at work and laboring. So we get to learn these people and learn certain ways that we have to turn on and turn off. So when we're at home, we have a certain way that we're living. And as soon as we go out the door, we have to turn on another way. And I used to hear, co-workers talking about leaving stuff at the door. And I'm like, how you leave stuff at the door? Like, what does that even mean? And that's what it is. It's just understanding that here you gotta communicate and live a certain way outside of what you normally would do at home. You wouldn't just kick back, throw your hands up and just chill. I mean, there's some jobs probably where you could do that after you've been there for a while, but you understand the flow is different, definitely. And I think the important thing as far as a working person is putting yourself first and understand. I spent a lot of time in this field, this area of working, and then you start gaining an appreciation for what you do, but then you start noticing as you're trying to go up the ranks, the whole system doesn't have an appreciation. So that might stop you from saying what's necessary for you to move on to that next level. And you'll think, well, if I say something, I'm probably going to lose hours, or I'm probably going to get denied. And then you end up in your own frustration box, just sitting there. So being able to communicate with yourself personally and giving yourself that motivation to get out and do it. Say, hey, there's an opportunity come up and I'm going to pursue it. I'm going to chase it. I believe it's for me. I believe it's worth it, no matter what nobody say. That falls in line with the whole communication personally. So now you're in the workspace and you got to communicate with people totally different. Sometimes if you have kids, I know I felt like it a lot. I got kids and I'm talking to grown-ups who ain't got it together like my kids do sometimes. So there's a different understanding of how to put yourself in place to be effective in your communication, because that's where you can break that glass ceiling and keep moving on up. And then you got to communicate to those around you how you feel on a level that's not too personal, to where you can lose effectiveness in how you approach. Because if you get too personal in your communication, then people want to avoid that. And then they start labeling you, then you feeling ostracized, and now here you are. You start showing up late, your performance goes down, all because you felt you were worth more and you just didn't know how to communicate that. So these are the things that eventually, as these videos go on, I hope to get questions and um, to share more experiences to help people understand where they can be more effective in these certain areas, in the personal area of the relationships, work relationships, and social relationships. And the social relationships is a big one. You got social media, you got these faces, these filters we put on ourselves. So now we got people with filter communications. They ain't real, but they're there. They're provided. They're provided to be there. So we take it as real. I use a term called hyper real is what I learned, and it's like to understand that what you see is not really what you're getting. Um, when you think of people who have and people who don't have, those people who have, they're not working as hard to get these things that when you who don't have see what it is that they have and you want, they're not working hard to get there. But you'll spend your life, whether it was material, uh, clothing, whatever it may be, you'll work harder to get these things because you're thinking that this is where you need to be because you don't have it. And the culture of the social media communicates that to those. If you got to be on this level to be accepted, you got to look like this to be accepted, you got to feel like this, you got to trend. These things have to trend in order for you to be somebody. Well, I gotta tell you, once you understand and have a personal relationship with who you are, and you can accept who you are, that's when things start opening up. I got a lot of friends who know me personally, who saw me go in my shell, and they did a lot to encourage me to get back out of it because they understand who I was. They saw a glimpse of it right before I had something major happen in my life. But what's dope is I was able to communicate to them who I was, and I was open and confident enough that when I fell down, they was like, "No, man, get up, Floss. You know who you are. You got a lot to fall back on, to get yourself, back in gear." So I appreciate y'all for that. Y'all know who you are. Um, so yeah, just understanding like the parameters of social communication. You gotta you gotta know it's only as far as you put it out, especially on the social realm, because things are only as good as right now. If like what I understand, like the video content, you got to put more stuff out there for people that want it. It seems like you got to communicate that you are active because people got so much going on, and sometimes they need something to grab on, to hold on, to keep it moving. And I accept that. I accept that responsibility, and I'm just excited for what this can be. And I'm gonna keep going at it. I'm gonna keep bringing my life experiences, which turn to wisdom, and I want to connect to those who have those life experiences and the wisdom, but not really tapped into it. So I want to provide the key to unlock the success for you all to to tap into something that you probably already got. You didn't realize is right in front of you, in plain sight. So as I continue to put out more videos, I want to be able to, you know, have people drop some comments so I can answer some questions. And I'm gonna do my best to introduce who I am a little bit more every time. I'm gonna watch these videos back and make sure I'm actually saying something instead of just putting a lot of blah 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 out. I watch a lot of content, so I understand where it goes. But then there's a lot of people out there who, I'm trying to get game from too. Uh, this is something that I definitely. I've always been somebody who's sincere and empathetic towards people. I've had some people in my life who probably didn't deserve it, but that was my value. There was times where I let up on it out of protection, trying to protect myself. But these are the things that I end up sticking with, and they it ended up working out for me long term because I value who I am. There was time where I didn't. So I went and I did the necessary things. I got counseling. I did all the important steps where I'm not perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect if it's working. The perfect is really it's really what's in you. To make things perfect. Because if as long as you see everything right within you, when you go out to the world, you step out there, it's just going to be obstacles, and you'll be able to have that pep in your step to keep at it, to keep moving with it. Here's another opportunity for me to encourage somebody else. If they got something they've been thinking, you know what, I need to get on that. It ain't nothing to it but to do it. That's so real. And so again, I just want to provide the content, the conversation that helps people understand and unlock that key to success that you already have. Again, the structure is there, the map is there, like this is behind me, and it's just up to you to take flight, to take sail, or to take travel to get to where you should be. You should be able to be the person you intend you're going to be. And one of the best ways to start that, as you grow, is learning how to communicate. Closed mouths don't get fed. That's an interesting take. And there's another flip side on communication. Sometimes it ain't all about how you say. It's how you understand the communication as well. So we're gonna touch on a lot of those things as I go forward. I got a nice little clientele of friends. I want to give some shout outs to my brother Fabian S. Dot, my brother CJC Money, my boy Jeff, AK Young J. I got some people in here saying what's up. What's up, y'all? What's up, Waya? Baby girl. Thank you for tapping in. And yeah, it's gonna be good. And I hope this is something that gives wellness. A lot of y'all already have it. And again, it's just sometimes people need that little spark just to tap into that full flame of greatness that they have. And that's what this content is going to provide. I've been through a lot, I've seen a lot, and I'm still going through it. And I learned through my experiences, good or bad, it gives you wisdom, and it gives you something to pass on. Like my thing about this, here's an analogy I have when it comes to knowledge and money. I like this. I say this to a lot of my friends. They hear it a lot. And I say, I can have $100. I can give you 50, and I only got $50. I can have $100 worth of knowledge. I can give it all to you, and I still have it. And it's freeing like that. And it doesn't put me or you on a pedestal, but it includes everyone. It's inclusive. So once we can continue to do that and share that, it could be wonderful. It can be a wonderful thing. Just open that up. But getting there and understanding the right communication is key. So we're going to venture there, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. Who's this? Dion? What's happening, Dion? And I appreciate all y'all for tapping in. We're gonna get some more content. We're gonna get more into specifics. I just want to give a nice little overview or preface, whatever you want to call it, to the first chapter of the content I'm gonna be bringing. Like I said, it's already here. I just want to make it aware. And yeah. Oh, you love the music? Appreciate it. Actually, so what I also am going to be doing, since I'm in the music too, I have a production and a team of people that we're trying to gather everything up. We're doing everything. We're taking baby steps. I'm gonna be previewing music that I actually have that's already written. So the music that you're hearing now is an actual song that I've already done. So if you wanna tap in to figure out and get the actual song, I'm gonna have it all set up for everyone to check out. So yeah, so just we'll deal with all that after the broadcast, and I'll have it set up to where you could just preview. And then my brother my brother Thrax, who makes the music, we're gonna have stuff founded for him to be able to put it on full display. But yeah, so again, I appreciate everybody who stepped in and who jumped in on this live and share the video. You know, y'all know what to do. You hear the people say it, the like and subscribe, however you want. You know, talk about it when you're at work. Talk about it, you know, when you're at home, and you know, just keep taking your life day to day. Just keep taking the steps that are necessary. You know, if you if you consider things, you should do it, because opportunities come and go, but they don't ever come back the same. And that's another thing we're going to get into. That's the next thing, as far as what I want to bring, is understanding what opportunities to take, because you may feel like this is not the right opportunity, but you never know. That opportunity may catapult you to the place where you actually need to be, good or bad. So we want to build this channel to be a place where you can foundate and you can understand what you need to pursue, and to kind of get a better understanding where you're at and where you could be headed. And then throw in the questions. I'll have some, you know, I've read a lot of good literature, and I got some things where we can really get down and figure out some things. You know, I've learned to be a good listener, and I'm a big, you know, connoisseur of rhetoric, and I think that's an important thing, giving out the right rhetoric. But you got to understand who you're dealing with. So again, communication is key. So we're gonna get ready to wrap this one up, and then anything you feel like you didn't hear or you need to hear, go on and drop that down. Drop it down in the comments, and I'll definitely look at them, and we'll keep this thing moving. We're gonna add a little more, get a little bit more creative as it progresses. I just wanted to get out here and introduce myself and let you know where I'm coming from and why I'm even in this space and why I feel I belong in this space. And I want to be somebody who can help you unlock that key to success. Success doesn't mean monetary all the time. It's the priceless thing, the enlightenment, the fulfillment you have, the personal happiness, the personal succession of just being able to be and to live. So I think that's dope. So I appreciate y'all for stopping in, and I appreciate the likes, the thumbs up. You know, there's a few people in here. All right, that's what's up. I appreciate that, y'all. But until again, we're going to come back. I am the creator of IGSTS. I got something to say. I'm keeping it moving. I'm Floss. I appreciate the time. Once again, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Keep checking me out. Keep talking about me, whether it's good, it's bad. You got some critique. Anything is necessary to be said. And keeping this going forward. I'm gonna keep it going forward regardless, because I lived a lot in life and I got a lot of life to live. So I appreciate y'all, and we'll be back again next Saturday. Tune in and look out for follow-up videos that are going to be coming up. I got a special doing with a brother of mine, S. Dot, on the sports tip. So look out for, you know, the whole crew coming up. We got a lot of things that, you know, we want to do. It's time to live right now. And we gonna get it. Now it's our time in the line, and I'm gonna show get it. Yeah. Y'all take care. Blessings.